off the yoga mat this morning, so forgive me. I haven't got out of my yoga gear. I am doubling my devotion at the moment, and yoga is a big part of that for me, especially at the beautiful studio that I practice, where I'm finding the sense of community and the connection to the women. It's a women's only studio called Eve here in Melbourne. It is Annie who runs the studio, and her teachers are all just really recognizing their role as community leaders right now, and keeping us all connected, safely. No use of props, bring your own mat. They're doing everything right. But yeah, it's a really beautiful thing. So I'm kind of increasing my yoga time as well as my devotion time. Yoga is a devotional practice for me. And yes, you get me straight from the mat today. So forgive me for not looking particularly glamorous right now. It's not really relevant, is it? I am here for day 3 of our sadhana journey. I'm earlier today. Yesterday I did it quite late in the day, so my apologies for those of you. I'm like, you have to commit to this practice every day for 5 days, and then I didn't get there till much later. However, we're starting early today, so you can get this done now, or you can come back and listen to this at any time. So of course, just for those of you who are connecting into this, we're starting with the practice each day. We're adding 2. So we're now up to day 3, so this will be the 3rd practice, and we're adding today heart congruence and prayer. So I'm sneaking in 2, but I want to do heart congruence through the use of prayer today, so in a slightly different way. If you know me, if you've hung around with me, you'll know that heart congruence is a 3-minute practice where we use our mental energy to focus on something that evokes strong feelings of gratitude, and we feel the electromagnetic field surrounding our heart expanding as we do that. And of course, then we are holding a high vibration. We're going to do all of that, but instead of using the mental energy focusing on something that we feel positive about, we're going to use a particular prayer. And if you're in I Am Spiritually Fierce, you would have done a variation of this practice with me earlier this week. I think, gosh, time is kind of irrelevant right now. Things are moving so rapidly and also so slowly at the same time. So in these uncertain times, as I've been sharing again and again and again, leaning into our devotion, so that when we kind of come off the mat, get off the cushion and go out into the world, we've got this strong anchor to lean into, and we're not going to be sort of like just getting whipped about by everybody else's fear, and we're not going to sink into our own fear. We may feel that fear, but we're going to be able to course correct much more quickly. And that's what I want for us individually and as a community. Those of us who are on this path of awakening have a responsibility to do more, to hold a high vibration, to be willing to recognize that we see the truth, we can see the symbolic meaning. Even if others are not ready to hear that, we don't need to run around and tell them what we think the symbolic meaning of this time is. We can be holding a vibration that is full of compassion, and that's what we're going to do together. So I'm going to lead us through. I'm going to begin with our first day practice, which is the long form of the Gayatri Mantra 3 times. I'll lead us straight into the use of intuitive intelligence tapping 3 times. Again, I'll intuit on behalf of the group. You can then substitute now or later with your own words, or get the borrowed benefits of the words that I'm sharing. And then I'm going to lead us into 3 minutes of heart congruence using the prayer, thank you. And that's our devotion this morning. So day 3 of our sadhana, we're up to 3 practices. So let's join together and begin. And of course, by now you may know the long form of the Gayatri Mantra. I did share the recording with day 1, so you can be practicing that at any time. You can use it anytime. You don't just have to use it in the context of this sadhana, but we're going to do it 3 times together this morning. So taking a deep breath in your nose, holding at the top of the inhalation, and then exhaling out through the mouth with an audible sigh. If you're safe to do so, you can close down your eyes, and if not, simply keep a gentle gaze somewhere just in front of you. If you can't close your eyes or follow the practice right now, come back and do this at some time later today. It doesn't really matter when you do it. Another deep breath in through the nose, filling the belly as much as possible, holding at the top of the inhalation. And then exhaling out through the mouth, letting go of all the effort required to bring you to this point in your day. letting your breathing return to its own natural rhythm. Remembering that the Gayatri Mantra in the long form, the first 7 phrases that I'll share correlate with the 7 chakras beginning at the base. So you might like to place your hands upon that part of your body as I chant, or you might just keep your hands in your lap or over your heart in prayer position, whatever feels right for you. Om Bhur, Om Bhuvaha, Om Swaha, Om Maha, Om Janaha, Om Tapaha, Om Satyam, Om Tatsavitu Varenyam, Bhago Devasya Dhimahi, Diyo Yona Prachodaya. Om Bhur, Om Bhuvaha, Om Swaha, Om Maha, Om Janaha, Om Tapaha, Om Satyam, Om Tatsavitu Varenyam, Bhago Devasya Dhimahi, Diyo Yona Prachodaya. Om Bhur, Om Bhuvaha, Om Swaha, Om Maha, Om Janaha, Om Tapaha, Om Satyam, Om Tatsavitu Varenyam, Bhago Devasya Dhimahi, Diyo Yona Prachodaya. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Now just allow yourself to feel that resonance, that vibration moving through your physical body into your subtle anatomy. Taking a deep breath in through the nose and letting it go. When you're ready, excuse me, we can move into our intuitive intelligence tapping. And of course, this is our fear release practice. There's no point going into our devotion without having prepared ourselves energetically, without having met our fear and actually made it possible for our deeper states of prayer and meditation, because otherwise we're just trying to shove good feeling on top of bad, and that's actually not going to work. So by using tapping, we're moving out of the fight or flight response, we're looking at our subconscious fears fearlessly, and we're just allowing ourselves to be fully present to what is right now. So we're going to start tapping on the side of the hand here. I'm going to intuit on behalf of the group for 3 rounds. There's a very particular statement that we're going to use here, and this is something you are able to work with on your own. You don't have to use the words that I'm using. However, I'm just going to tune into what I'm feeling on behalf of the group and share those words. And we get borrowed benefits, even if the words are not exactly what you're feeling right now. There's probably some subconscious fear in there that does correlate with what I'm sharing. Okay. I now release all my emotional attachment to these feelings of despair and worry. Now closing your eyes, taking a deep breath in, letting it go. Notice what comes up underneath that statement, and I'll do that on behalf of us as a group today. You can do it for yourself now or later. Opening up the eyes, I now release all my emotional attachment to my fear of an unknown future. I now release all my emotional attachment, to this fear of an unknown future. Closing down the eyes, taking a deep breath in. Noticing what comes up underneath that, and when you're ready, opening your eyes. I now release all my emotional attachment to this fear of not knowing what happens next. And closing down your eyes and just feeling in. We will do just these 3 rounds now together, but please feel free to continue this practice at a later time. Remembering, as I said yesterday, just even this action, just tapping on the side of your hand at any time, but especially if you're feeling overwhelmed but you can't name what you're feeling, this is just such a simple and beautiful tool to use all the time. Okay, lowering your hands to your lap, taking a deep breath in. We tend to breathe shallowly when we're in fight or flight, so let's do our diaphragmatic breathing and really get the breath right into the belly as much as possible. Even doing that a few times a day is beautiful. So now we're going to move into our day 3 practice, and that is heart congruence using the prayer thank you. So I'm going to guide you through this. I'm going to invite you now to close down your eyes. We're already in a beautifully prepared state, and we're going to take our palm of our hand or 2 fingers to the center of your chest. Another deep diaphragmatic breath, filling the belly as much as possible, holding at the top of the inhalation, and then when you need to, exhaling out through the mouth with an audible sigh. Letting your breath return to its own natural rhythm. With our eyes closed and our breath deepened, we're signifying to our nervous system that we're very safe. We're safe to be fully present here now, and we're moving out of that high beta brainwave state, moving into alpha, where we open to our intuitive, creative brainwave. Now, in this adaptation of heart congruence, we're going to start repeating a prayer either silently or out loud, and as you do, allow yourself to feel the feeling of gratitude and appreciation. Our prayer is thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And as you utter these words, this simplest of prayers, let yourself feel the feeling of gratitude. It isn't for anything in particular. That feeling of appreciation just for this moment, to be together here now, to be willing to show up to our devotion even though the world is overwhelming. We say thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And let those feelings of gratitude and appreciation expand your subtle anatomy at your heart, feeling that electromagnetic field at your heart center moving outwards to merge with the field of the one mind. As you elevate your vibration by changing your feeling state through this most humbling act of gratitude for nothing and for everything. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you that life is just as it is right now. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And feeling your frequency altering through this prayer for absolute radical acceptance of what is, that even in this time of uncertainty and change and doubt, I can hold this vibration. Thank you. Thank you. You may feel a smile coming to your face. You may feel a smile at your heart, creating a ripple in the field just by holding this gratitude right now. Not because we're getting what we want necessarily, but because we're willing to give up any expectation of what should be. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Now bringing your hands into prayer position over your heart, feeling your thumbs pressing into your sternum. And letting the prayer go, let it be released out into that infinite one mind. Know that you're creating a ripple in the field of radical acceptance, of peace, of grace, of humility, positively benefiting the collective at this time. Letting go of that grasping, that reaching, that desperate desire to feel a sense of authority and control, which is futile right now. And just coming back to the present. Taking a deep breath in through the nose, letting it go out through the mouth. And when you're ready, blinking open your eyes. And well done, dear ones. You have now completed day 3 of your sadhana. It doesn't matter if you are able to complete that practice in its full with me. You can come back to this recording at any time. And of course, these practices are building, and tomorrow we'll introduce another practice. And by day 5, you'll have 5 new or maybe really familiar devotional practices, but you'll have brought them together in this very particular sadhana. And it's my absolute privilege to get to share this with you. It's an extension of my own devotion right now. I'm definitely feeling the need to be spending a lot of time in the Mystic's Cave. And this is a beautiful opportunity to share that and to do that together. So join me tomorrow. I'll let you know later today what time I'll be going live tomorrow. And of course, do these tools, use these tools whenever you like. You don't have to limit it to the time with me. And any questions, just comment and I'll make sure that I can serve you in whatever way I can. All my love, dear ones. Have a beautiful day.